So welcome back to part 2 of the red deer in the Peak District. I'm in the second location today. That's another great place to find the red deer. I'm without the dogs today, and I'm in stealth mode. First hurdle to get across are these guys right by the gate. Get a nice wide berth from them. And I've now got to go back through them because I've dropped my hat. Nice little cows. Nice little cows. Nice and friendly. I'm so pleased I've not got the dogs. Else we'd be doing a big detour. And stop there, please. So yeah, back to this second location. It's quite a vast forest. Lots of paths. There's generally a few spots where they have their favourite places. I'm guessing it's on their food sources. Sometimes there's 3 in the field that I'm going to approach shortly, and this is what confused me initially when I first started tracking the deer, was that I saw these 3 stags in one location, and then I'd not see them again, and then I saw 3 stags again in a different location on a different day, and then on another day I saw 3 stags in a different location. So I always believed there were just 3 stags, but then, as I said in part 1, in one particular day I saw 10 stags. Not all together, but generally in different locations that they couldn't have possibly moved from the first location to the next location. So that's how I know there's more than 3 stags, but it always confused me. They were tricking me because I just thought there were 3 stags and it was the same 3 stags in different areas. So I'm just going to have a quick scan of this big field to see if I can spot anything from a distance. There's a lot of brown heather that's just dying off, and the bracken's dying off, so it's completely brown, so they will be completely camouflaged. The only giveaway sign is really the antlers sticking up out of the ground. I can't see anything obvious from this angle. There is something, some kind of bird on a fence post. I can't work out what it is because it's too far away. These binoculars are not the greatest. They're ideal for just doing what I need to do. But so yeah, I can't see anything obvious. But the grade, the land, it drops down. So when we get a bit closer, it'll be a bit easier to. So this is the first part of the area. It's just outside the forest. It's a bit of pasture, bracken, heather, and then the wood starts. So they're generally just on the outskirts of the wood. So as I walk around here, I'm just looking for evidence of fresh droppings, but nothing so far. It's very quiet. I don't think there's anything here in this part, so we'll head on further down into the forest and have a look down there. So this is an example of where a deer would enter a location. I don't think they can jump incredible heights. I don't think they knock the wall down, but they find breaches in it. So I think this one's probably been knocked down by the tree going into it, and the rangers come out and repair the walls, and then the walls get damaged again and the deer keep coming through. So I think what they do now, they've made like corridors in the stone walls for the deer to pass through, so it helps them by not having to keep repairing the walls, and obviously the red deer can then travel around. And you can find, like I mentioned yesterday in part one, they have like paths, routine paths that they travel from one part of the forest to another, and these breaches in the wall are indicative of that. So I'm just under this oak tree, and red deer will love acorns. So further down in the forest there's a plantation of oak trees, and I generally see them at this time of year. They're foraging for the acorns, and there's an abundance here, so I'm surprised I can't see any droppings that anything's been in this area recently. So this part of the forest has been planted on an old quarry, so you get quite a good vantage point from my hut because it goes down as if the old quarry's levels, so you've almost got like a bird's eye view of the different levels to spot the deer, but still no sign. We'll keep going. So everything is just so quiet and motionless. So I've come to the end of the quarry section of the forest, so I'm just going to head down. I've had some really good vantage points and I've not seen a thing so far to give us any clues that the stags are here. This den's been here for as long as I've been coming here, and it's always looked redundant, but I think it's had some active use in it. I'm guessing badgers, but they've done some extensive tunnelling because of the mound of mud that's come out the holes. So I'm going to leave them alone. I don't want to disturb them. So I'm at the base of the quarry now. I'm going to split, there's two sections to this, so I'm going to do one side first. The first being the most sightings that I've ever had of the deer, and then I've got to go reverse back, and occasionally I'll see them down there. But so it opens out into some fields. Occasionally I've seen them in the fields, but there's nothing there today. I'm really pleased actually, because although it's half term, the weather is so grim this morning. Normally this place would be heaving in hikers and kids. Okay, so we've got a stag in front of us. I've had to come through a load of bracken. It was quite noisy, so he's left the scene. So we need to go into stealth mode and follow his tracks. Oh no, he's still there. He's still there. So the problem with this location is the footing. It's just a bracken and it's just crackling all the time. It's just like trying to do fairy steps, and not to disturb him. There's very little breeze today, which might be in my favour. There is a bit of a breeze. The trees have got a very slight movement, but I don't know if I'm going to be downwind or upwind from him, if at all. He's at the top of the brow of the hill there. I know he's onto me. I don't know if he's going to double back. There he is. It's so difficult to get through this section of the forest because there is a path as such, but it's not a well-trodden path, and the bracken and there's branches everywhere. I'm just like crunching along as I go, and you can hear that. So I'm not going to pursue that stag. He knows I'm here. He keeps wandering off. I'm surprised he was there when I got onto the main path again. But I'm not going to pursue him because the route he's taking is just well overgrown. I would never get anywhere near him, and I don't want to frighten him. I don't want to let them know they're upset. Now I'm going to carry on and walk onto another section. He was on his own. That's the thing. The thing is, I know that they are, well, there's one here, and they've all not left to go to the moor for the rutting. So we'll go on to the next section and see what we can see down there. So as I mentioned before, I believe the rangers have made like a corridor route, and here's one of them. There's one behind me, there's one in front. So instead of them repairing the stone walls all the time, they've actually made openings for the deer to pass through throughout the forest. This particular section, this wall, I was once in stealth mode and I managed to hide, or the wall shielded me, and the stags, there was a group of stags that literally just walked straight past me and didn't know I was there. It was such an amazing experience. If I can find the clip, I'll put it up now.
Harley came from Miami, FLA. Hitchhiked away across the USA. Blocked her eyebrows on the way, shaved her legs and then used her shoes. She said, hey babe, take a walk on the wild side.
So I've reached the end of the second section of the forest and not spotted anything at all. It is so quiet, there's not even a bird singing, the wind's not even rustling the trees. It is eerily quiet. So we're going to retrace my steps and go to the third section where we split off at the bottom of the quarry. We may come across that first stag, the only stag of the day, and failing that, then the third part of this video will be up on the moor where, you know, the stags and the doe are there year round. It's a common place for them to be. So fingers crossed, we'll see something on the way back. So I think we're back in the location of the first stag, and see if we can get him. Oh, he's already left. So I'm back now at the part where I split off to do the second section. So we're now going to do the third section, the third and final section. I can't say from past experience that I've rarely seen any deer in this part of the forest for no particular reason. One maybe because it's getting close to the villages. Well, not that that stops them, because they've got huge fences around their around the gardens to stop the deer jumping over and eating their precious plants. So I'm back at the original, almost back at the original starting point. That third section that I've just completed. The issue is, I think there's a lot of designated hiking trails along the routes. It's quite close to the village. There was a guy there with a pneumatic drill hammering away at some kind of foundations, making quite a considerable amount of noise. He's got a huge fire burning all kinds of debris drifting up into the wood. So I don't think it was the right kind of environment for any of the deer to be hanging around in. So thank you so much for watching this second episode. The third and final episode is to come, and that is when I head up to the moor. The deer are there 365 days a year, and it will be interesting because, I say, it's the peak season of the stag rut for the mating of the hind. So yeah, thank you very much again. Thumbs up if you like the videos, and we'll see you in the next episode. You take care for now. Bye bye.